child in the center or the student in the center, that he learns and the teacher is there to guide him. And then we are talking about various ways of learning, whether it is experiential learning or project-based learning or integrated with other subjects and not teaching in silos, integrated learning, learning about a topic across subjects, across chapters. So all these issues, even though we have been talking, we have not been able to implement precisely because of the fact that our legacy system is very strong. The way we have been teaching, we are so comfortable with it that we are going ahead with it. Now the time has come, even though I would say that this is unprecedented and it's a crisis, but there is no other way than to look at it as an opportunity to introduce in a curriculum, in a pedagogy, all what we have been talking about till now. With the regular classroom disrupted, how do we actually teach? And this is where the role of teachers and principals and education administrators is very, very vital. We have to think through it. Obviously, with the kind of limitations we have, we cannot continue with the earlier pattern of education. What then? We know how we should teach. We know how children should be educated to have 21st century skills. We know about the pedagogical constructs. We have discussed about them. And I think if we look at it as an opportunity, then we would be able to navigate through the difficult times we are facing. And it is in that context that we would be discussing the alternative academic calendar which has been prepared by NCERT. Let us not look at it as something, something separate or something extra. If you look through the document, it's a wonderfully made document, and I must compliment NCERT for this. Whatever we have been talking about, the alternative academic calendar does give us guidelines about that. And those guidelines ensure that the student is placed in the center of learning. He has to put in the effort. And he will not be learning chapter-wise, topic-wise, or things like that. But he will be learning in a very multidisciplinary way, in an integrative way. It could be either project-based or it could be so many activities which he can do. And I think that is perhaps one way where we can minimize learning gaps. And that is why I think, again, I am coming back to the point, that is why the guidelines given in the alternative academic calendar are so important. Since we will be talking more about it later, I will not highlight it now. The other issues which the board is kind of dealing with and would be introducing, one is all of us know regarding the assessment system. We know that we need to shift from a summative assessment to a formative assessment. We should have assessment for learning and off learning. And we have already introduced 10 and 20% questions in the 10th and 12th board exam, which are competence based on, which will be testing concepts and would be addressing competency-based testing. We would progressively increase that because we fundamentally feel that on basis of these assessments, it will bring about a change in the culture of teaching. And we were also thinking of introducing key competency testing, which will be not a board exam, but will enable the schools and the children in a very non-threatening manner to know where they are, which will be linked to learning outcomes. So we are working on that. Maybe within a year, we should be able to do substantial work on this. So what I want to say is that we will be shifting from our assessment at the board level from testing rote subjects or content to more competency-based learning, and also introduce key competency testing and again along with the collaboration with NCERT and other stages or other grades. The other learning we had during this time of COVID is the fact that you see, all said and done, the force multiplier which online training is, we find that it has immense potential. One, in terms of reach, we can reach across lakhs of teachers or thousands of teachers at one go. Second, we can get the best resource persons and the best content. We can make it available for teachers. And I think we are going to give thrust on that. And if there are any requests or any certain ideas or suggestions you have, we can work on that. We feel that the teachers across the country, especially CBSE, should have access to the best content and the best resource persons. Globally, I'm not even talking about India. And we'll be investing and emphasizing on that. I think that's very important. And I would also like to say that you see two or three things we'll have to keep in mind. These are stressful times, stressful because of the uncertainty, I would say, and because of the unknown conditions. And it's very important that all of us together make this time or the education process which we are imparting to the students as less stressful as possible. I mean, we have to consciously think about it. How do we do that? Ensure that the mental and the physical well-being of students is taken care of, and the fact that the environment, the way we are teaching, the way we are interacting is as less stressful as possible. And I think another issue which would come up is there are children with special needs. There will be a lot of children, and I think any plan we make at the school level and all, a lot of them will not be able to access digital content. We need to keep them in consideration and have special programs for children, such children. Besides the fact, many of the schools where they may have differential access, students may have differential access to digital means. So we need to have strategies how to lead. We've already asked all the schools to map out, how many children have access to equipment, digital devices, and then schools will have to work out strategy accordingly. So broadly, I think I'll just recapitulate. I think it's a great opportunity for me to be able to address all of you, though I wish it would have been at normal times. Having said that, I think we should take it as a challenge and an opportunity, and in a positive manner. And this positiveness has to spread. It has to spread in schools. It has to spread to children. It has to spread in our ecosystem. That is the only way that we'll be able to address the challenges which we are facing, and ensure that the students who are in a school come out of the schools as able and competent youth who are able to achieve their potential and contribute to the fullest to the society. And with that, since we have a discussion on alternative academic calendar, I think I'll leave the rest of the discussions for that. And in the end, we'll come back again to take your suggestions and questions if any. Thank you so much, and I'd request Dr. Saha to continue. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I think sir has highlighted almost all the points. Thank you once again. And now I would like to request Dr. Senapati, Director NCERT, Government Vice Personality, with whom we are working for last 5 years closely with CBSE and NCERT. A new dynamism has been evolved under such leadership, and phenomenal activities NCERT is carrying out, be it for MHRD or be it for different SCRTs in the country. And NITSA training has taken a new height altogether to cover 42 lakh teachers training in last 1 year. And I believe sir has taken lot of things under his leadership. So now I would like to request you to give a special address on alternative academic calendar, and of course by keeping in mind how we can sustain the education and true spirit in this pandemic period of time. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Saha.